right? With William Seymour. How many of y'all read the story of the Azusa Street Revival or heard of it, right? This one-eyed black man who was hungry for the baptism of the Holy Spirit. Here's Charles Parham in Houston teaching on it while he's basically listening outside the window, listening outside the door because segregation was in place. He couldn't come in the room with the white people. But Parham would open the door just so he could listen. He was so hungry for God, he would just listen to him teach about the baptism of the Holy Spirit with the evidence of speaking in tongues. He hadn't experienced it himself, but he was so moved by it. He was asked to preach at a church in California. He takes a train to that church to go preach. Preaches the first night about the baptism of the Holy Spirit, and the next night he goes back to preach, and they wouldn't let him in. They padlocked the doors, mostly because he hadn't experienced it himself. So he's waiting on a train to go back to Houston. And he hears about a prayer meeting where some women are praying and waiting and tearing for the outpouring of the Holy Spirit. Same thing he was contending for. So he goes to this prayer meeting at a house on Bonnie Bray Street, and the rest is history. Power of God falls. One woman begins speaking in I want to say Chinese or another language. She gets two. I think Jenny Moore starts speaking. She speaks in two different languages. And also learns how to play the piano, and she never had taken a lesson before. And so eventually, so many people started coming in there, the porch caved in, so they had to go to this AME church building that had been dilapidated or abandoned. And it's interesting, the AME church was part of a church split from the Methodist church. But in the one place where there was a church split, God brings black and white back together in that place.